Since 1973, the Los Angeles Regional Food Bank has distributed food and other essentials to seniors, families, and other individuals in need. Now, the food bank is working harder than ever to meet the demands due to the coronavirus pandemic.
The food bank is a nonprofit organization bringing in donated food from a variety of sources and distributing that food out to a network of 600 other organizations and through direct distribution programs. This is a center for agencies to pick up, not for the public to pick up by design. So when agencies come, they check in with inventory control, and then they can add on to their order in the front dock area. For agencies that we're delivering to, that's done off of our trucks and directly to agencies. On a weekly basis, we have more than 1 million pounds of food flow in and out of our facilities, going to our agency partners and thereby serving approximately 300,000 LA County residents every month. The agencies that the food bank serves are food pantries, soup kitchens, shelters, Boys and Girls Clubs, senior citizen centers, really organizations serving people in their local community.
My name is Judy Starr, and I represent My Friend's House, which is a ministry of Ascension Lutheran Church in Los Angeles. The reason why we're doing this today especially is because we can't stop the work. There are numerous people who already come to us, about 150 families each week, and we expect to see an increase in that, so we just need to be ready. We've readied our troops. We've got a second line defensive persons who are coming tomorrow, and we're going to make it happen.
The coronavirus outbreak is different than a typical natural disaster. With an earthquake or a fire, the disaster occurs, you assess what the situation is, and then respond. This is almost like a rolling disaster that doesn't seem to have geographic boundaries, that is really impacting people of all different ages and in all different locations. And in addition to that, there are common sense public health requirements that are being put in place around social distancing and other guidelines that also need to be taken into account for the work of the food bank, the work of our agency partners in serving people who need our assistance. In times of disaster, the food bank works in conjunction with other nonprofit organizations, such as the Red Cross, the Salvation Army, a coalition of agencies called ENLA, Emergency Network Los Angeles, who also work with the County Office of Emergency Management, the City of LA Emergency Management Department, and other cities and organizations that are responding to disaster. Americans don't naturally line up 6 feet apart. It's just not really how, we're used to lining up. So this is a really big change, for really anything, food assistance or, we're seeing it with grocery stores and the like. So we're letting our agency partners know that for those that have space to think about how many people to bring in at one time, for distributions that are outside or in parking lots, again, to think about the line and the queuing and the social interaction. And we're also taking that into account in our 2 distribution centers here in South LA and in Commerce. The volunteer program at the food bank here is huge. And now we're actually having to reduce the number of volunteers come in because, again, we want to make sure that we're doing everything that should be occurring to prevent transmission of the virus.
We don't have the luxury to work from home, and we actually want to come to work and help. We need to come to work and help because there's people who don't have it, and if I was in that situation, I would want someone to help me.
We pack with love. We don't just pack food because we're putting something in a box, especially for those families that can't go out and pick for themselves. So when we look at a box, we say, what would my family want to have that's nutritious, that's good, that's healthy?
Right now, the food bank's inventory is robust, and that's a little bit just sort of by happenstance of just the flow of food in and out. I think we feel pretty confident for these next several weeks that our food supply is sufficient, but beyond that, we're going to have to just really monitor the inflow of food and how that matches with what the demand is out there. The best way to learn about food assistance or any other resources is to call 211. A lot of people don't realize that is a now national number that connects you to your local information and referral agency. They do a terrific job. They're 24/7 and have all the resources available that people need. The food bank also has a food pantry locator on our website, lafoodbank.org. So that's another place where people can go in order to find out where they can get food assistance. So our call right now actually isn't for a large volunteer response. The best way that people can contribute to this is contribute either to the food bank or a local agency we're serving or some other agency that's providing disaster response in this time, because we're seeing our costs increase in responding, as are many other organizations.
Did you know that in a typical week, the LA Food Bank distributes more than 1 million pounds of food throughout Los Angeles County? And this week, they are already noticing an increase due to the coronavirus pandemic. If you would like to donate to this cause, please visit lafoodbank.org. Coming up, a look at this day in history. LA Times Today will continue right after this. Stay with us.